Angry Old Man here. Thanks for taking a look at this video. A special thanks to my subscribers. I'll be exploring some legendary stories of the patron saint of Ireland, Saint Patrick. He was born in Roman Britain towards the end of the 4th century. At age 16, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and became a slave. He was a herdsman in Ireland for 6 years. He relied on his faith to get him through those harsh years. He then escaped back to Britain. He almost starved before he finally got back to his family. He wrote the Confessio, which was his spiritual autobiography, and he wrote a letter to Caractacus, which condemned British treatment of Irish Christians. He returned to Ireland around 432 AD to establish Christianity there. He was a humble man who constantly thanked God for using him to help change the minds of those who worshipped idols and became followers of Christ. Patrick became a legend through many stories told about him. It was said that he rid Ireland of snakes by forcing them into the sea. Another claim is that Patrick raised 33 people from the dead. One of the most famous stories of Patrick was his explanation that a shamrock is like the Holy Trinity since it has 3 leaves on one stalk. Shamrocks are the national flower of Ireland. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated on March 17th because it was supposedly the day he died. His exact date of death is not known, but may have been in 461. The first St. Patrick's Day parade in the United States was celebrated in Boston in 1737. For a time, blue was the color associated with Ireland because Henry VIII claimed to be king in the 1500s, and his flag was blue. When the Irish fought against the English in the Great Irish Rebellion of 1641, the color of the flag was changed to green. This is why many Irish Americans wear green and even dye food, beer, and rivers green on St. Patrick's Day. Leprechauns were in Irish fables in the 19th century, and they originally wore red clothes. They were simply short men who were great at making shoes. They liked to hide their coins in pots of gold at the end of rainbows. In 1959, Disney released the movie Darby O'Gill and the Little People around the time that St. Patrick's Day parades became popular in the U.S. This was the link to the Little Pinchers to St. Patrick's Day. Wearing green is said to make you invisible to the mischievous mythical beings. What about the luck of the Irish? The Irish shamrock and 4-leaf clover are considered to be symbols of luck. In Irish mythology, capturing a leprechaun is said to bring one luck. Irish immigrants in the 1800s California silver and gold rushes helped spread the rumor about their good luck. Does the Bible mention luck? I say no. In the 19th chapter of Ecclesiastes, it mentions events that seemed to be by chance. Solomon did seem to have a pessimistic view of these events. This view does not consider God and his plans. For some people, the death of King Ahab mentioned in 2 Chronicles chapter 18 was just bad luck. A random arrow found its way past the king's armor, but God's prophet Micaiah said that Ahab would be killed in the battle in question. God actively directed Ahab's presence in battle and used the arrow to accomplish his will for Ahab. God also allowed other things to happen to accomplish a greater good. The book of Job is a great example of this. Also, look at what all Joseph did after he was sold into slavery by his brothers. We cannot see everything God is planning, but God is over all his creation. Romans 8:28 states, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." I believe God directs me in my research for these videos. I never know what path they will take. This one went from thoughts about St. Patrick to eventually showing God's sovereignty. He is an amazing God. Okay, why can't you borrow money from a leprechaun? Because they're always a little short. Let's wrap this video with a verse and chorus of "Great is thy faithfulness." Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. May God bless.